were the Doors playing at the Whiskey during that time when hundreds of kids used to walk up and down the street?
Yeah, they were. They were the house band for that. I met Jim in 1966 or something like that. And then, like a month after I met him, I moved to New York in March of 1966. And that year was the year that everything that happened with the Doors in L.A. happened. And I didn't know anything about it because I was in New York. So I was in New York, and I saw him in New York, and I'd heard the record, and I thought the cover was great, and I thought his voice was so weird that nobody was ever going to buy these records. I thought he was too weird and too, spooky and freaked out. And he was just, I mean, at best he'd be a cult hero for people who, like, didn't care that he stole everything from Kurt Weill, And but then, I saw him in New York, and he looked so cute. I thought, well, maybe the girls will love him so much that they won't care what his voice sounds like or what his songs sound like, and they'll just make him a star anyway. And that's what I think happened.
This week in the LA Times, there was some sort of survey, and the Doors won first place, the LA all-time favorite LA bands.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just seeing something in the New York Times where Jukebox Owners of America picked their 10 biggest songs, and believe it or not, number one was something like a Patsy Cline, one of the songs Willie Nelson wrote, and the Temptations and Bill Haley and the Comets, right? So it was a combination of Temptations between serious old time, and Light My Fire was 7.
I know, and Robbie Krieger wrote it. I know, it's really amazing.
Jim wrote that one thing, though, about Funeral Pyre.
Yeah, he would throw that in. A touch of color.
So what you met him, the first month that you met him
Yeah.
in L.A.,
Uh-huh.
was it during that time when you used to go to Shep's and get the blueberry pancakes?
Yeah. I met him there, and but I only knew him for a month, and most of the time we were just like out of our minds on ambition. And he didn't even know if there were going to be. They didn't know what the name of their group was going to be yet. They thought it was going to be the Doors. And Jim was already like, sort of just rolling his way over West Hollywood through all the girls he could possibly get. And so, when I decided to go to New York, I just went to New York. We weren't going together or anything. And then, but I would think about him every now and then one day I was thinking about him, and I ran into him in Washington Square. And there they all were, all 4 of them. So I took them over to meet Andy Warhol. And from then on, they didn't need any more introductions in New York. Because they had the right introduction.
Huh. I've heard people sort of describe, no news to you, that not Warhol, but that crowd sort of were like bloodsuckers in the sense that Jim would be like the little goldfish that all the big fish would want to swallow up, get your vital essences or something.
Oh, well, everybody does that in New York. That's what New York's for.